Hey everyone, welcome to Tea Time with T. T here again. Today's ABC series, we are up to the letter L. And L, there are so many things that start with the letter L that I could cover. But the main thing I'm going to cover today is lust and love. So many people do not really know what love is. They get lust confused for love. Hormones, yeah, that's included in the whole spectrum of love, but there are so many types of love. There is familial love. There is sibling love. There is, bestie, best friend love. And there's romantic love. There's love for your pets. There is so many different kinds. But let's talk about lust first. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to keep my hands busy. So I'm going to be crocheting. So don't think nothing of it. The the term lust is basically the chemical reaction your body has to somebody you are attracted to. Whether it be, usually it starts physically, but then there is the mental attraction that adds to it. And it's not really based on any emotions. Just because it's sex doesn't mean it's love. There's so many young parents nowadays, teenage parents, because they think they're in love and they have sex with their boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and then they end up being parents. Every teenager, just about, is going to have sex at some point or the other. The best thing, in my opinion, is to educate them and, talk to them. Because, it's not just whether or not you can, handle the physical part of sex. But sex can be extremely emotional, and the lust clouds your brain and you don't think right. Hormones take over and boom, you forget to use protection and you're a parent in 9 months. But love is completely different. You can feel love and it can consume you. It can, make everything seem like rainbows and unicorns. But that's not the truth. I'm not against love by any means, because love is awesome. If it wasn't, we would not keep putting ourselves out there. And because love hurts. Love is work. It is not all rainbows and unicorns. And it is not pain-free. When you love someone, you are opening up yourself with a vulnerability that they can ultimately just knock every fucking brick of your foundation away and shatter you. And it happens a lot. There are so many people that get heartbroken or, devastated. They lose the love of their life. But if it wasn't so wonderful, we would not keep putting ourselves out there with that chance that, yes, this person may break our hearts. But what a fucking ride it is, People think I'm cynical. I do not believe in love at first sight. For romantic love. Because, to truly love someone, in my experience and opinion, you have to love everything about them, flaws and all, and accept it. You may not like all the flaws at all. I mean, they may chew it really loud and it get on your fucking nerves. But if you love them, you accept them for who they are. You do not try to change them. and they don't try to change you. Lust at first sight, yeah, that's completely possible. You can see somebody and be like, damn. But that's not love to me. Now, I do believe, souls speak to each other, and there can be a familiarity. It's like you've known the person forever, but that's just a familiarity. You're not in love with that person because you don't know that person. Now, I do believe in love at first sight for mothers and their children, because my son, when he was born, and I had to have a cesarean, but they brought him around and I could see him. As soon as I saw him, my heart almost exploded with love. I couldn't imagine loving any person as much as I loved my child. And to this day, he's 20 years old. He's grown, doing his own thing. And yes, some days I want to throttle him. But then there's days I look at him and my eyes tear up and my heart swells. And it's just with love that, yes, he's made me mad. And yes, I've been angry enough that I've wanted to punch him in the face, but I didn't. But nothing could change the love I have for my child. Now, romantic love, yes. There's lots of things that can change that. I think the biggest thing with people and love, excuse me, I got a hair in my eye, is they don't realize it's work. They believe it's all a fairy tale. And fairy tales are great. I mean, they're good entertainment, but they're not real life. Real life, love is work. I mean, you have to communicate. You have to both work to make it work, because we are human beings and we all have flaws, and you can't just coast through a relationship without bumps, because it's all up and downs. Because if we didn't have the downs, we wouldn't appreciate the ups as much. And yes, you're going to get mad at the person you love, but the thing is, you have to communicate and work through that. And that is the main thing. Lust is easy. Lust is just a physical reaction to another person. Love, it is physical, emotional, it is spiritual. There's so much involved in love that, it's not easy. And that is why so many people struggle with love. And I am a firm believer, love starts in you. If you cannot love yourself, how do you expect somebody else to be able to love you? If you cannot find happiness in yourself, how do you expect somebody else to bring you happiness? I'm a very independent person. My happiness does not depend on another person. I'm completely fine being alone. Yes, I get lonely, but then, people, I used to be a people person, but people ruined that for me. So, you have to truly love in a healthy way, in my opinion, you have to be in love with yourself and show that part of you to the person you love. It's very vulnerable and it's a lot of hard work. So, in conclusion, everybody has lust. Everybody feels love. To what degree? That depends on you. If you want it to work, you have to work at it. And please be good to others, but especially be good to you. And if you like us, give us a thumbs up. Facebook link is in the description below. And I'll see you next week.